North Vancouver, October is here and these numbers are a little spooky. Let's get into it. This is your market update for the month of October. All right, North Van, let's start off with condos. We saw 457 active listings. Now that's up almost 13% from this time last year. When we take a look at how many sold, we saw 80 sales for last month. And the average days on market is sitting in and around 38, with benchmark pricing at $790,000, not much of a change from last year. Now, whether we're in a balanced market or a buyer's market or a seller's market, condos are actually sitting in a balanced market at 17.5% sales to active ratio. Moving on to townhomes, we saw 138 active listings with 27 sales. Now, the average days on market for a townhome in North Vancouver is sitting in and around 26, with benchmark pricing at $1,298,000. Now that is down from this time last year. When we look at the sales to active ratio for townhomes in North Vancouver, we see that it's at 19.6%, on the cusp of a high balance market and a seller's market. All right, now for the spooky part. When we get into detached homes, we saw that there was 416 active listings. Now that is a 23% increase from this time last year. We saw 49 sales and an average days on market in and around 22, with benchmark pricing for a detached home in North Vancouver at $2,172,000. Now when we get into the active sales to active ratio, we see that detached homes are selling in and around 11.8%, meaning we are on the cusp of a balanced market and a buyer's market for detached homes. Now, when it comes to North Van, a lot of people do want to be here in North Vancouver. And condos are selling very well, so are townhouses, but there's going to be some pressure when it comes to detached homes, especially with the amount of inventory. Now, could we see that change in the next few months? Of course we can, because traditionally November and December, you do see less and less homes come to market and people take their homes off the market. So if there is another interest rate decrease, if Canada and US can figure their stuff out, well, that could potentially bring in some confidence with the buyers that are sitting on the sidelines. Now, if you have any questions or want to learn a little bit more about what's going on, I'm Anthony Trinetti, and remember, when you're ready, call Trinetti.